That's it, Jake.
Fantastic. Nice to be here.
Yeah, the same. So I suppose you are in Sweden, right?
I am in Sweden. Absolutely. I locked myself into one of my rooms at home here so that the kids and wife cannot disturb me. Another day I had a whole day of interviews and I was sitting at my desk and all the time my kids came. I was home alone with the kids. So the kids said, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy."
I know what you mean. Um, so listening to your very new album, it's out late August, right?
August 17th, I think. Yeah.
17. And on the very, very first notes of this new album, you can hear the Swedish sound right now, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
So I would say if I can sum up this album, it's up and down. It's not always the same riffs. It's a journey where you have some fast song and cool songs and it's a real journey, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I was really trying to make a diverse album in that sense that you could, and the biggest thing that I had in mind when we were writing the songs were to make them work in a live environment so that all the songs could be added on to the set list. That was the most important thing for me. And we went to Japan now in January, and we actually tried all of them out, and I would say that all of them were fantastic. It was fun to play all the songs; they all worked, and the crowd seems to like it. So yeah, that was great.
So you mean you played for Japanese fans the whole album live?
Yes, that is the only place in the world where you could actually tell the audience, we're doing this for you. We want to try this out, but please don't. You are allowed to film the show, but don't post it online. And so far, no one has posted anything. They're fantastic.
I've 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 heard that one of my friend he was the arch enemy French uh, page, and he said to me he often goes to Japan. He said to me that Japanese fans they don't have the right to film anything, right?
Yes, many times it is like that, but I am not like that. I want people to film shows. I want them to bring back a memory. I want them to upload stuff on YouTube. For me, it doesn't matter. But when you tell them not to do anything, they will listen to you, and that is what's fantastic. And that was also the reason why we went to Japan to try the songs out, because you know that you could trust them.
Which is impossible in the rest of the world.
Exactly. Yeah, so that was fun. And yeah, so we tried the whole album out, and it worked fantastic. So that was great. And thank you, by the way, for liking the songs, or at least I got the impression that you like the songs.
Yeah, sure. Did you change anything after this Japanese shows? Did you change the some melodies or some riffs?
No, no, no. The whole album were done when we went to Japan. So the album has been cooking for quite some time. It's been lying on a shelf just ready to be released. So it's it feels fantastic to finally sit down with guys like you talk about the album. I did a recent interview where I got some questions, and he asked me, did you have any guest artist on the album?" And I was just like, I don't remember. I don't believe so. It was so long ago that I recorded. I don't remember, but yeah, the answer was no.
Maybe,
But
maybe,
no, no, we
maybe.
didn't change it. But me and Jesper and the rest of the guys, we actually wrote a Japanese bonus track after we got home from Japan, um, just because we wanted to give the Japanese guys and girls something extra on their album.
You were talking about the guy who was wondering if there is a guest. Maybe on the song, the voice you need to hear.
Yeah.
Um, I was wondering too if you are the only one to sing because I feel it's different notes on your singing voice, And maybe I was wondering if you were the only one to sing on that.
That's so funny. So yes, it's only me. On our first album, Letters to Myself, we have a song called Heart Rage, and the comments on YouTube over flooded with who's the girl singer that sings in the song, and I was just like, we don't have any girl singers, it's just Jake. And everyone was just like, oh, we thought it was a girl.
So it means
Fantastic.
you like challenges, right? And you like to push yourself and new new voices maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also feel that I'm evolving as a singer still. I mean, like I'm only getting older every day, but it's interesting to see after like 20 years as a professional singer, I can still find new ways to express myself. I can find new voices within me, and I can start to like sound a little bit different and nuances, which I think is extremely funny. You don't want to just do the same thing all over and over again. Of course, you want the fans to hear that it's you, but you also want to give fans and the listeners something extra that, sing in a way that you haven't done before.
Okay, so there is a new guitar player, right? Marcus.
Yeah. Marcus, yeah.
Hello, Marcus.
Hello, Marcus. Yeah, he's a fantastic person. He's also the only one in the band that is good looking.
Yeah, uh, I saw him in Stockholm last year, and he looks fantastic.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. He
Eh,
just went to surgery. He just had a surgery though. We were doing interviews on Sweden Rock Festival, and he had to be picked up by an ambulance because he had cramps in his body, and we did not know what it was, and the doctors didn't know what it was either. And then he got home a week later, and he had to go take the ambulance again, and it turned out that he had to remove the gallbladder.
it seems that he wrote someone told me that he wrote 6 songs on this new album.
6 songs, I don't know. I think that all of us, I mean, like, I've always obviously been the main writer in the band. On the first album was me and Jesper. On the last, on the No Halos in Hell, it was mainly me that was standing behind the songs. On this song, I have taken the lead in the songwriting, but Oiga has contributed a lot. Marcus contributed with, I think, 2 whole songs that he came up the riffs and arrangements and whatever. And then I put all the vocal lines and melodies and stuff like that on top of that. But Marcus has also been, in all the songs and come up with ideas. So has Jesper, so has Alex, so has Oiga, and it has been a funny journey because Oiga sent tons of songs. He probably had 15 songs when we started to start to work with the album, but I went in there and put my producer hat on, and I said that this first riff in this song is great, and the chorus in this song is the intro for another song. So I was like using material that Oiga had, and I
Like
I put them
cooking
cooking
stuff.
around and putting it around a little bit like Lego. So that was a great thing, and then Marcus and Jesper did the same kind of things. Came in with a scissor and like moved things around, and I think it was a collaborative effort. Absolutely.
Can we say that Marcus is a kind of replacement for Jesper, or
Jesper still owns the band together with me, and Jesper is still a member of the band. It's just that he has had his problems and setbacks with his life, and abuse and so on and so forth. And we came to the conclusion right before the pandemic or he came to the conclusion that he needed to take care of himself, getting better, and not tour live. And he did the same thing for the Halo effect. He hasn't been out
yeah.
playing live with them either. But when Jesper will come back, Jesper is now going to play the bass because we still don't have a bass player, and that has been the thought all along that when Jesper comes back, he's going to play the bass, and it was actually his own idea to do that, and that is going to be fantastic.
And you told me that you play to Sweden Rock Festival.
Yeah, we went there to do. I went there. I sang with the All Star band that Sweden Rock has every year. but we were there to just promote the new album and did a lot of interviews and signing sessions and etc. etc. So that was great fun, and that festival is just phenomenal. It's a fantastic festival.
Okay. Um, so what was the real challenge? Because you have several stuff on this album, so you can sing, you can produce, you can yeah, mix, engineer, etc. So what was the real challenge on the third album?
The biggest fear that I got myself is that I can actually do all the things that you told me except one thing, and that is mixing. I've been recording and producing songs for 20 years, even more, but I've never got the hang of mixing, never ever. But luckily, Oige Valovirta, he decided to get the hang of that uh, even before the pandemic. And when the pandemic hit, we usually record with Jacob Hansen that we love, and I would love to work with him again. But during the pandemic, it was so extremely hard to travel to another country, as you know, and going and it's not like for us, we cannot just go from Sweden to Denmark. Euge lives in Switzerland, the Alex lives in Germany, and the rest of us lives in Sweden. So we have to sort that out from three different countries. Um, so we said that we are all sitting on professional studios. I work in my studio every day. That's my day job. And we have all the gear that we need. And Oiga has a professional studio down in Switzerland. So we said that why don't we just try to record and produce everything ourselves, and then we let Jacob Hansen master it. But it was a frightening experience to, see if we could actually pull that off. But I think we probably had it take way longer than it usually takes to record an album, but in the end I think that the final result is as good as any of our other albums. So yeah, that was the biggest fear that I got, or that I had.
It's like
That, wow, will we make it?
it's like when you leave your child to an unknown person.
Exactly.
The Vertigo Trigger.
Yeah.
What's the main theme, the main topic, the Vertigo? I know, yeah, for yeah, the Hitchcock movie, and
Yeah,
sumo
exactly. No,
the Sumo
no.
Cycle, also a Canadian metal band. They got also a Vertigo song. What's
Yeah, I think U2 is the band that has the biggest song that is called Vertigo, right? No, the Vertigo Trigger is a reflection of what the lyrics are all about on the album. I dig deep down into myself on this thing, and you had the pandemic obviously around you when you were writing, and I've had death anxiety hanging over me since I was just a little kid. And it's something that I sometimes can push away and not think about for weeks and months. And sometimes it occupies my head every single fucking day. We were just watching an old children's movie with the kids before I did this interview, and the storyline was just like, okay, I have to go up because I can't see this because it was triggering me and these kind of thoughts. And I've never really written about it before, so I decided on this album that I should actually open up because all the Cyhra lyrics has always been personal in one way or the other. The whole first album was about Jesper's journey, and that's why it's called Letters to Myself. Um, No Halos in Hell was like a mixture between me and Jesper, but generalized problems that you're going through in life. While on this album, I dug down and wanted it to be more personal and actually let people know what I've been going throughout my life.
is it kind of
And
yeah, you kind of did you feel like kind of naked when you say so much?
absolutely. But I also I was also heavily influenced by a lot of bands. I'm not going to name any of them now, but or I actually can. I mean, like if you listen to Linkin Park or I Prevail, for example. They are extremely personal in their lyrical content, and um, it felt really, really good. It was a little bit like a trip to the psychiatrist after the album was done, and you manage to get these words out of you because you're having this therapy session with yourself, more or less.
Yeah. So now you feel good?
No, I'm still the same. I'm still having the same kind of problems, but I feel a little bit easy. I feel a little bit easier. It's
Yeah. So really diversified album. Um, third album is in general it's a real step for a band. What are you?
win or lose. We'll see if we ever talk to each other again, right?
Win or win? You have
Yeah,
no
win or win,
choice.
exactly.
So what's the yeah? What's what's good for this album out in August and then live stuff?
Yes, we're working really, really hard now to get back out on the road again. We have some options lying ahead of us, both the European tour now in the fall and the US coming up next year. Hopefully, a lot of festivals for next summer. We've been taking it quite slow, both last year and this year, just to have an album that we could, totally support and, also bring attention to be able to get booked to all the shows that we are used to be doing during the summers. This year we haven't done anything, and it felt that we were throwing away the options of if we would have said yes to one or two or three festivals this year. We just said that it's better to come back and do them next year to have a full festival summer and push the pedal to the metal, so to say.
So what's your role when you are waiting for new dates, new venues, new tours? Do you deal directly, or you deal, of course, with a tour manager, or
Yeah, yeah. For it's the management that is stands behind me. Obviously, it's the booking company, it's the record label. But as an artist nowadays, you're also heavily involved in everything. You're the middle point that even if I tell people, can you do this? Can you do that? I am always the one that is they're gonna get back to confirm budgets or how do we travel? Who's gonna be with there? I'm the one hiring personnel and sorting out visas and et cetera, et cetera. So um, being a band leader like I am, I guess that it doesn't matter how high up you're going the ladder, how big of a band there is. There's always one guy in the band that needs to be the decision maker of things. So you're always involved. You cannot not just sit down on your ass and just wait for someone to do the job and like have someone call you. Yeah, the bus leaves tomorrow at 7. That has never happened. Maybe if you're a bass player.
oh, except maybe if you are a Kiss, a huge band like this, or
I would think that Gene Simmons still would
manage.
manage the deals and say yes or no to how they travel and what it will cost and what merch they're gonna bring and etc. etc. And I think that he's heavily involved in decision making there as well.
Uh, in this case of a European tour, would you be the headlining band?
We don't know yet. There's absolutely gonna be a headline European tour coming. Probably not this year. Probably more of beginning of 24. I would say.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But there will probably be more than one round around Europe on this album. It's been we haven't toured Europe now since 2019, so
it's a long
it's
way.
crazy. It's a long way. So I would hope that we uh, have fans out there that is waiting for us to come back.
So guys, don't forget us, please. Right?
Exactly, exactly, exactly. We give you a free sandwich.
All right. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. And where do you live?
I live near Paris, on
Near
the
Paris.
Paris suburb, and at the east of Paris.
I was just there. I have a shirt on me with I was recently there with Swedish House Mafia in last year.
Where?
We played the some big arena not very far from the Eiffel Tower, near the Seine, near the Seine,
Ah, did you play on the boat?
not a boat, a big stadium, like 15-20,000 capacity
Ah,
venue.
it's it used to be Bercy, but it's called Accor Hotel Arena.
No, maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, it was great.
With
Um,
whom? With whom did you play?
Swedish House Mafia.
So I don't know this band actually.
Swedish House Mafia is the biggest DJ artist, one of the biggest DJ artists in the world. I went on a tour during the pandemic, or straight after the pandemic, as a pyrotechnician for Swedish House Mafia. So then I
Really?
was in Paris. Yeah,
I don't know this band. I have to listen to it.
yeah. If you check their place on Spotify, you're gonna be amazed. They're performing for, you know, yeah, arenas every time they play or more.
Okay,
Uh, it's crazy.
cool.
Awesome, awesome. But then I hope to see you when we come to Paris.
Of course, I will be there. And
Yeah,
I know Marcus, so we will talk about gallbladder,
yeah,
like
exactly.
all people.
Maybe he hasn't told you that
No,
day.
he told me that
No.
he leaves for Spain for
Yeah.
1 week.
Yeah, he's gonna go on vacation now in the middle of August. Yeah.
Yeah, he told me
He
that.
actually he actually comes back the day before we play a festival show in Sweden, a big
Wow.
one. Uh, that was crazy. I told him that, hey, we have a show the 29th. Can you do it? Yeah, 29th. Yes, I can, because I just booked vacation, and he booked the vacation instead of calling me to say, like, hey, have we have any shows? Is it okay that I take vacation? He was just booking the vacation, and lucky for us. Lucky for us.
Actually, I know him for his work in Engel. And so maybe did you meet him on the Amaranthe and Engel tour?
I knew him way before that. It was back in the days. It was Avatar, Engel, and Amaranth had rehearsal rooms next to each other in a long
Mm,
corridor. So and I was Engel's manager for a couple of years as well.
really?
So yeah. So me and
Okay.
Marcus, we go way back. He's a fantastic person.
Yeah, yeah. Great. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you very much.
See you.
And
Yeah, see you in Paris.
yeah, see you in Paris. Awesome. Have a great evening.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Jake.